A very good day, students. So I welcome you all for another lecture on metrology and measurements. So a recap about the previous sessions. So far we have discussed about the need for metrology, standardization and accuracy. So these are the topics which we have discussed. So in today's lecture, we'll be discussing about objectives of metrology. So what are the reasons we have to adapt metrology and measurements? So first point is used for selection of proper measuring instruments. So you have to select the proper measuring instrument for particular job. So different measuring instruments can be used for measuring different components. For example, a steel rule can be used for measuring the length of a cloth, length of a table, length of a chair, etc. But we need to accurately measure the length of a piston or the length of a shaft, then the steel rule might not be the proper instrument. Then you have to go for more accurate forms of measuring instruments, namely vernier caliper, micrometer, etc. So those type of instruments are more accurate. So accuracy, as we have already discussed, it's a closest value to the actual value. Which instrument can produce the closest value to the actual value? So that instrument is called as the accurate instrument. So use of proper measuring instrument. Similarly, you take another case. You are measuring the length of a table. Is there a need for using a vernier caliper to measure the length of a table? No, because it is enough to measure it with the help of ruler itself. So the accuracy of the ruler is sufficient to determine the length of a table, whereas the accuracy of the ruler might not be sufficient to determine the length of a piston. So that is the difference. That's the need why you have to select proper measuring instrument for proper measurements. And the second point is use for deciding the proper measuring standards. So you have to establish proper measuring standards. So if you are measuring with the help of a vernier caliper, you cannot measure it anywhere. If it is a dusty room or it is a very hot room, then the readings of the vernier caliper might not be accurate. You have to have certain standards. Vernier caliper can be used in a closed room with proper air conditioning. So 18 degrees Celsius is the accepted standard in which the readings will be most accurate. So like that, proper standards has to be done. Then used for minimizing the cost of inspection. So inspection is nothing but testing. Once the product is manufactured, you will be checking whether the dimensions are correct. So once a proper measuring standard is established, then the need for frequent inspection can be reduced. So that's the reason why you are establishing a proper measuring standard. First, you have to select the proper measuring instrument, then proper measuring standard has to be established. So once proper measuring standard is established, then the need for inspection can be minimized. Then determining the process capability. So process capability is nothing but understanding the limitations as well as the capabilities of a particular product. So product can be used to a certain extent. So that understanding that particular concept is called as determining the process capability. And decide, find tolerance. So setting a tolerance value. Tolerance is nothing but it is a setting some acceptable error value. For example, you are measuring the help of a scale itself. When you are measuring with the help of a scale, if your eye is in line with this reading, so if you are measuring with like this, so if I am measuring like this, keeping the scale and measuring it like this, then the reading will be accurate. If I am measuring from a certain distance, if it is in a slant position, then the same reading will look to you in a different manner. So that type of error is actually called as parallax error. So those errors are human errors. Similarly, there may be some deviation in the instrument itself. The measuring instrument, if it is measured at higher temperature, it may expand. So those type of errors you will be considering into the actual measuring process. So that you will be fixing certain limit, plus or minus value. If it is the size of the component is 5 centimeter, the measurement is 4.9 mm or 5.1 mm, then it is within the acceptable tolerance limit. So that is called as fixing the tolerance. And the next objective is achieving standardization. Standardization, once everything is fixed, then you will be establishing a standard process. So once a standard process is established, you can continue it again and again so that repeatability is achieved and reliability is achieved. Then maintaining accuracy and precision at the time of inspection. So there are two different terms here, accuracy and precision. So we'll discuss, there is a dedicated topic for accuracy and precision in your syllabus. So we'll discuss in detail regarding that. So accuracy is closest value to the actual value. Precision is nothing but obtaining the same value again and again. So that is the difference between accuracy and precision. So these are the different objectives why we are going for establishment of metrology and measurement. So I hope you understood today's topic. We'll see in another lecture video. Thank you.